This AI automation is going to stop you from spending hours recording looms and researching your prospect. And instead, we're going to get AI to do all of that and write us a completely personalized email with an automated AI generated video at the end. So this video is going to look like a loom video, but it's actually not. We're using a platform called HeyGen with NA10 to create this completely AI automated video. So the background here is going to be a screenshot of the lead's website. Here's my website. It's just taking a screenshot. We have this personalized element here that says, "Hi, Omar." So it'd be hi first name. And then we have my AI avatar that looks like me and sounds like me, but it's completely AI generated. So the way this works is we're going to first use HeyGen and we're going to create the template that we want to use for our outreach videos. We're going to have an NA10 automation that's able to research all the information on the internet about our lead and their company. But they're going to use that data to write a personalized email and a video script. We're going to use some web scrapers to get the screenshot of the website. And then we're going to bring all of this together within NA10 to actually create our video. And we end up with this great email that's completely personalized with the embedded Loom style GIF of our video. Then when you click into it, this is what you get. So let's check out the video.
Hey Omar, I recently stumbled onto your website and was blown away by the Omnivate AI community you've built. It's seriously impressive how approachable and practical you make AI for entrepreneurs. I love the way you break down automation and make tutorials fun. And I think there are some creative ways we could help you push your AI-powered marketing even further. I'd love to connect and chat about some ideas on how to create even more value for your audience together.
All right, you can get the automation that built this video for free. So to do that, you just want to sign up to my free Skool Community. Then you want to go to Classrooms. Here you can see all the workflows I build out and share completely for free. And this one's called Personalised HeyGen Video Outreach. So you can download the two files here. These are two separate automations you're getting, and a few of the useful documents we will be using throughout this building process. So download these, then you can just go into NA10, click the three dots, import from file, and then you can bring in our main automation here. And then we're also using a sub workflow in this. So this is just, we're using two different workflows to make this work. So we can import file and we can bring in the other one. So these are the two workflows you're getting. So if you find these workflows useful or you learn something interesting in this video, all I ask is you leave a comment because this helps the video get seen by more people. And I'm going to be choosing one comment from every single video and giving them access to my pro community where you get over $6,550 worth of automations, AI automation education, and so much more. So let's jump into the video. The first thing we want to do is go into HeyGen, where this is going to be how we start automation. So HeyGen, if you haven't used it before, is a platform that lets you create videos using AI avatars. So I've created an AI avatar for myself, and I can use this to create videos. So this is the app. What we want to do is go into templates. We're going to create a template for our own video outreach. So here, this is the one I've created. So if I double click into this, so we're in, and the first thing you can see, if you go to avatars, I've trained my own avatar. So this is a process you could do when you're in HeyGen, where you just give it 5 minutes of video. And what we'll do is we'll use that video to create your own AI avatar. So these are mine. I've tested out loads, trying to find the perfect video I could give it to create a really realistic avatar. And the last one, I gave it a nice background as well. So once you've created your own avatar, you can bring this in. And then I've added it here. And what you also want to do in this template is you just want to go into elements, select any picture, and then drag it onto the screen and have that stretched out. The reason why we're doing this is because we just need a picture element in our template, which we're then going to replace with the screenshot that we take from our prospect's website. So we have this picture element we've added here. And then I just want them to know, like, very clearly that this video is about them. So the screenshot does that, but I also have this element here I say hi, and here we say the double quotation marks, first underscore name. So this allows me to put their name directly in the video. And the way you do that, and in HeyGen, whenever you want to add a variable that you can change automatically, is you want to have these double quotation marks here. And for the picture, when you select it, there's an API button. It says create new API variable. So this is just going to allow us to switch these out when we're creating the video using our NA10 AI automation. The final thing you want to do is go to script. And here, because we want to automatically add our own script, we want to have, again, these double quotation marks. So here we have, I've just called it message underscore one. Call it whatever you want. But I think it's best to use the same terminology I'm using so the automation works straight away without having to edit it too much. Now what I do is I then add a voice. If you want to do this very quickly, when you create your own HeyGen AI avatar, they're going to also clone your voice at the same time. If you want more of an advanced implementation of this, what you can do is integrate third-party voices. So I've used another platform called 11 Labs, where I gave it about 2 hours of training material using my voice and professionally cloned my voice that way, and I use that instead. But to be honest, the HeyGen voice clone sounds pretty good as well. So you can use whatever is best for you. So you just select the voice you want here, and that's your HeyGen template created. So if we go into Excalibur, we can see the first part is how do we create our HeyGen video template? We can tick this off. Let's make that green. There we go. So this is the first step into creating our automated AI outreach videos. So once we've created our video, all we want to do is go back, and then we want to click the 3 dots here and say get template ID, because we're going to need this when we set up our automation. Now our next step is going to be our NA10 prospect research workflow. So this is immensely valuable because it saves me so much time. So I created an automation that, in essence, I have a prospect I want to research. What I would normally do is I'm going to go on their LinkedIn profile. I'm going to read their about section. I'm going to see what posts they've done recently. I want to check out what the company's about. So I'll go on the company's LinkedIn. And then I'll probably do a bit of a search on the internet for them, and I'm going to check their website. So this is really important for me to get an idea of who I'm reaching out to so I can personalize the message to them. But it takes ages. It takes a while to go through that, at least 20 minutes per prospect. But I created this automation that does all of that automatically. So you can see here, we're using a series of Apify scrapers. You haven't heard Apify, it's just a platform we can use to scrape the internet. We use quite a lot. We're using it for our screenshots of the website later. But we use a series of these web scrapers to basically scrape the leads LinkedIn, their last few LinkedIn posts, their company's LinkedIn, and we search the internet for them. At the same time, we scrape all the data from the first page of their website. So you can imagine now we have all this rich data. And if we plug that into AI, there's so much we can do to it, and we can make every element of the email personalized. So you're getting this for free. All you need to do here is add your Apify API key. So if you go into Apify, there's the Apify, go to console. So this is basically going into the app. So once you're in Apify, to get your API key, you want to go to settings, API integrations, and here you have a token. So you can just copy this, or you can create a new one if you don't have it. And once you've got that, you just go in and then you add it here in this box. And I've done it so that it takes your API key and just populates all of these. So you can go into them, you can learn how they work and how they're scraping the LinkedIn profile and how I've set up the HTTP requests. If you love automation and you want to learn about it, if you want something super quick and it just does it for you, I've set all of this up already. So it should just work for you. And also here, I'm using something called OpenRouter to allow us to use Perplexity. So you're going to want to sign up, create an account, and then add your credentials here as well. But the rest of it should be all set up for you. So now we have this working. We go back to our main automation. And actually before that, once we do that, this is our NA10 prospect research workflow. So let's tick this off. So now we have our HeyGen video created and we've scraped all this information about our prospect. Go back to our main automation and you can see this is how it works on a top level. We have a form. So if I were to disconnect this, unpin this, the way I set this up is you want to execute your workflow and then you're going to get this form come up. And here we want to put our prospect's name, their company name, the website, their personal LinkedIn URL, and the company LinkedIn URL. Once you do that, it's going to send all that information into this sub workflow. And the sub workflow is our prospect research workflow we just looked at. So this one. So this is going to get it, the information we just provided in the form. It's going to get sent through this. It's going to do all that research for us in about 10 seconds. And then it's going to send out a JSON, which is just a series of data with all that useful information it just scraped. So let me show you an example of that. So I'm going to show you a past execution I did. Here's a quick tip. If you go into executions and you see these, your past executions, you can press copy into editor and then you get it into your main editor. So now you can see when I sent this off, I got all this great information back. So I have my leads LinkedIn about section. I have their profile picture, their first name. I've got the last LinkedIn post they did. So this is all like I scraped myself. So this is the last LinkedIn post I did a few days ago. This is my company's LinkedIn about section, my company's logo, and it even scraped my newsletter website. And the cool thing is that I asked it to search the internet for me for industry news, because this is really good when you're going after bigger companies. I unfortunately don't have any industry news about me just yet. So it tells you when it doesn't find stuff as well. So no relevant industry news found. So you now got all this great information and we're going to feed it through the rest of our automation. So we have that. What I then do is, because we have a lot of information, I have this AI node that just evaluates this content and says, okay, what's good and we should use, and what's just information that we maybe don't want to include in an email. So that's the way this works. I have a prompt that basically goes through this information and it decides what we should use and shouldn't use. And here we're just feeding that information to it. And then we get this output here with the best information it thinks we should use when personalizing an email. And this is what we get out here. We then use this to write our personalized email. And I've created a really good prompt for creating our email. What I would suggest is if you're using this automation, go through and tweak this prompt. But overall, it's going to be structured really well. And it's going to make it so that every element of your email is personalized. So the subject line is going to be personalized. All the text is going to speak directly to information we have about the prospect. This is really important when doing cold outreach, because if you're sending emails that are just mass sent to thousands of people, the rate of positive replies you're going to get is going to be minimal. It's going to be tiny. And that's because so many people have done that for so long. People just become habituated where they just ignore it straight away. They don't even read the email. It doesn't feel like anything's personalized. So this solves that problem and gives you a really good email at the end of it. So here you also get, here you're getting the subject line and the email body. Then once we've done the email, what I get AI to do is to write a script for our video. So I of course want the script related to our email. So here we have this node that basically takes the email and uses that to help us figure out what our script should be about. And in this, we kind of want to relate to something directly about them. And then we want to pitch our services. So you're kind of complimenting them wherever it may be. I always start off with, oh, I stumbled upon your website. And then we have some personalized elements in it. And then we pitch our services and just say, do you want to jump on a call, whatever it may be. So again, you can make this your own, depending on what you want your offer to be in your video. Maybe here you have a lead magnet and you're saying, oh, like, I can send you this or whatever it may be. This is your chance to make this automation personalized to your own offer and company. So now we have this script. Our next part is getting the screenshot. Because we could just send our AI avatar video by itself. The reason why I don't want to do that is because they don't know necessarily, if we go into our email here, if we just had a picture of me quite large and it's still a GIF, so you can tell it's a video, I wouldn't know just by looking at that this is a personalized video for me. So I'm a lot less likely to click it. But if I see a screenshot of my website and I see this element here that says, "Hi, Omar," so someone's obviously edited that on, I'm like, okay, this person's actually gone off and put some time in to create this email. I'm instantly 10 times more likely to click this video and check it out. That's why the screenshot is so important. And it's why whenever I get Loom videos of people pitching me stuff, it's the only ones I actually click and watch the video is when they're recording my website or my YouTube channel and they're trying to give me something. Then I can think they've actually put some effort in here. Normally that would take quite a while because you would have to do that all manually, but through this automation, we've literally automated all of that away. So let me show you how I've done that. So the first thing here, in this part, you also want to add your Apify API key. And what we do is we use this web scraper and Apify that basically comes in and it takes a screenshot of our website. So really simple, you just put in a website and it goes off and it takes a screenshot. So you can see here, in our form, we add all our information. Part of that is our company website. And just when you add it in, you need to remember, you need to make sure you're including the HTTP for this to work. And then in here, I just automatically add our company website, and this is the screenshot we get back. Let me show you. So here's the website screenshot. So this is good, but we can't actually use this because if I try to put this entire image into HeyGen, it's going to look weird, right? We just really want this top half. Now you may think, okay, this should be quite simple to just edit this out, but it's not, because right now, in order to bring this image in to HeyGen, it needs to be hosted somewhere. So by using the scraper, Apify is hosting our image for us. That's why we get this URL that's showing our image. In order to edit this, we need a way of downloading this image. We need to edit it, and then we need to re-upload it somewhere to be hosted before we can use it in HeyGen. So that's the challenge we need to do there. And the way I've done that is I take the image, I download the image as binary data. So basically it's just downloading it in NA10 so I can do things to it using this node. And then here I use this node within NA10 to edit the image. So I add the dimensions I would want to use. So you can update this for whatever you want. Then once I've done that, I'm using this service called IMGBB, and it basically lets you host images for free. Like they have a paid plan, but I've never used it. You can do loads with their free plan. So here you can use their API to upload images for free. Really useful a lot of the time when you're doing stuff with AI and images. So you want to come in and you want to get your API key. So if you press this and you go to API, you're going to go in and you're going to find a section that tells you your API key. So when you have that, you just want to go in, double click this node, and then in that, you're going to have your API key. Now, the output of that is going to be our image. So if I go into this, actually, let me show you. So once we've edited it, I now have this cropped image of my website screenshot. So I can use this now in HeyGen to create my video. So let's go back into the automation. Now this final part is actually creating the video. So here we're just using an API. So this is just our way of using HeyGen, but using this automation process. So we ask it to generate a video. Here I have a loop that, depending on if the video is done or not, it loops around. So if it's not done, it's just going to keep looping and checking. So here we're checking if the video is done. HeyGen normally takes a while, it's not the fastest, but considering how much we're getting done, it's much faster than doing this manually. So we'll loop through. And once it's done that, we have this node here that basically checks is finished, creates a link, a shareable link we can use on the internet in this node. And then here, right at the end, we basically create an embed HTML code. So what does that mean? We're basically styling the links we have in a way so that we can embed it. So if we go into our email, we can see we have this GIF here, and this is embedded into our email. So this is really valuable, because if I just included a link and I was like, oh, I made you a video, like just click this link. The first thought I would have if someone sent me that is like, are they a scammer? Are they trying to get my details? Or, it doesn't feel quite right. But if you're able to embed this, I'm like, oh, actually, no, this is a video and they have put effort in sending this. So that's why this embed part is so important. So I've set this up for you. So we're taking all the details from HeyGen to be able to create this embed link, which I set up here. We're then merging this with our email content. So this is our subject line and email body. And then finally, what I've done is I have set up this Gmail draft where it will basically create the email for me and it will just add it to my drafts in Gmail. You can do that if you want, or all you can do is change this and maybe you want to upload it as a CSV so that you can use a platform like Instantly and send these at scale. So you can really do whatever you want here. But in this case, I've just used the Gmail draft. If you want, you can make it get sent straight away if you're quite confident in the automation as well. You just need to change this from create a draft to just send a message. So up to you to edit it here. So if we go back into our Excalibur, we have seen how we personalized the email. So let's tick this off. We have figured out how to do the website screenshot. I've taken you through the HeyGen API video. And then the final thing we could do is look at the AI email we actually created. So I want to read it out because I want you to get an idea of like the quality of the email and the style it's done. Because sometimes AI emails can sound really bad. And that's because if you don't prompt it right, AI is going to sound very corporate. It's going to sound not very human. And I don't know if like most people will tell, but I just don't think it will sound good. It's not the tone of voice you want in cold email. You want to sound actually human. And you want to show things are personalized. So you won't know necessarily that this is personalized to me because you don't know my background, but every single line is personalized. So we're saying, hey, Omar, I'm seriously impressed by how you've built Omnivate AI into a thriving community of entrepreneurs. It's talking about my community AI business guild. Your down-to-earth approach makes learning AI free or totally doable. Hope you're getting that from this video. Then your knack for demystifying AI-powered marketing, plus those crazy effective automation breakdowns, is changing how people think about business growth. Stuff like crazy effective, it's a very conversational tone. It'll be awesome. Again, conversational. You chat about ways your company could push AI automation even further and create even cooler results for your crew. If your calendar is not already bursting from that AI hack you just shared, let's find time to swap ideas and a few laughs. So it's very, very human in the way it kind of asking for things. Then we have a PS. This is my favorite part. I always have a PS and try to make it personalized. I checked out your YouTube. You make AI tutorials actually fun, which is no small feat. And then PSS, check out the video here. So I actually, I didn't write any of this myself. All of this was the AI looking at my LinkedIn, looking at my website, looking at my company's LinkedIn, and then bringing this all together to write an email that it thinks will get me to convert. And I did a lot of prompt engineering when it comes to email copywriting to get this out. So this is your output. This is better quality than what would have taken me 20 minutes to do manually. But the difference is you get it in about a minute. So this is really powerful and it allows you to save so much time if you're trying to sell things to clients through email. So this is our final bit that we've completed here. So now that you've got all of this from this workflow, what I want to show you is if you're interested in taking your learning journey deeper, then you have two ways of doing that. I want to have a free option for everyone. So this is the AI Business Guild, where you have over 1,200 entrepreneurs who are trying to learn how to use AI in their business. And there's lots of great conversations that happen here. At the same time, if you go to the classroom section, I have a bunch of free workflows. So it runs just around NA10 generally. You have loads on sales, a few on marketing. So you can start here to learn for free. If you want to take your learning even further, we have a pro community. And what I've designed this is I have really in-depth courses where you're going to learn the fundamentals of NA10. So automations and agents. Once you have that, what you really want to do is you want to use this knowledge to grow your business. That's going to be the core of it. So this is where I have sales and marketing automations where you take these workflows and you bring them into your business so you can actually have results, or you can use these automations and sell to clients. And then around that, you have all these other more complex classes like RAG agents, if you want to make, more advanced agents, vibe coding to go away from just automations and build entire AI products. You have voice agents, and we have extra perks like masterminds, private coaching. So really for the entrepreneurs who really want to take their learning deeper and build these systems into their business. Those are the two ways you can get involved. Again, I really hope you found this video useful. And if you did at all, please just leave a comment and it helps the video get seen by more people. Catch you next time.